Hello, this is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, or iHeartRadio. This is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan. Alright, we got some good stuff today. I think you guys are about to see my podcast from yesterday that I didn't get to upload. One important thing you missed from yesterday, though, considering I missed uploading it, was I did say there's a good chance I'm not going to be able to go daily posting podcasts. I'm going to try my best to, keep posting them. I'm not going to just go on another hiatus. I'm going to try to keep posting it, but there's a good chance, due to after-school activities, that I may start to taper off into, very inconsistent posting ways. But today I was able to get one in, so let's get into it. So Rodgers and my Packers improved to 9-3 in a statement win over the Rams. And honestly, this Packers team, I never like to say it, but they could be the best team in the NFL. The only question mark is Mason Crosby. When your only question mark is a kicker, you're in a good spot. They have great depth. They're building their depth up because of the injuries. Because of the injuries, there's so many backups playing that they're becoming starters. You know? They could beat you with defense. They beat the Seahawks with defense. It was 17-0. They could beat you with offense like they did yesterday. They could win a shootout. They have two great running backs. They can beat with the running game. You know? They can play fast. They can play slow. They can do pretty much... they have pretty much everything you need to win a Super Bowl. Other than a kicker you can rely on. You know? Which could be huge, because, most people would say, oh, it's just a kicker. Well, tell that to Tom Brady. He would not have won. He'd still be a Hall of Famer, but he would only have 4 rings. Or 4 or 5 rings if it weren't for Adam Vinatieri. So, I think the Packers, I just don't like this because I never like to say they're the best team because I don't want to, put a jinx on them or anything, but they look really good right now. That's all I'm going to say. I am not going to say they're the best team. That is not going to come out of my mouth. I will say they look like a top 3 team in the league right now. That's what I will settle for. I will not say they were the best team in the league. That will not happen. But really, the Packers are just looking real good right now. Alright, what other team is on a great direction is USC. You guys know I don't talk a lot of college football on here, but I'm going to talk about that a little bit today with the Lincoln Riley going to USC. LA doesn't normally watch college football. They're normally all into basketball with the Lakers or football with the Rams or Chargers or even the Niners. They're normally into, baseball, basketball, even baseball. Baseball, basketball, baseball with the Dodgers and everything, But this is a huge win for the sport. They are going to draw in a lot more viewers with this move. That is a big one. And LA just added another star to their collection. They got LeBron, Mookie Betts, Kawhi, Clayton Kershaw, Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Paul George, Justin Herbert, Cooper Kupp, Sean McVay, Lincoln Riley. It's ridiculous how many, stars they got in LA. And, I think this is going to be... I think this is huge. I think this is a massive win for USC. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be good by year 2. Like, most people need 2 years at least, you know? Like, in not Pat Riley, Lincoln Riley's system will probably take 2 years. Like, they're probably not going to be amazing in the first year, but I'm not going to overreact to that like most people will. But I think they'll be good by Riley's second year in the system. And Pat Riley made a good move here, too. He just went he got out of the tough SEC and into the easy Pac-12. So, I think this is a great move for both sides of the story. And I can't wait to see what it brings. Because we're getting close to that point where we get to the national championship. That's when I talked most college football. Also in the draft as well. By the way, I'm going to stand by the fact that Mac Jones is not an elite quarterback. I know I've praised him, and he does deserve credit, but look at what he has. He's got one of the best coaches ever, a great defense. You know, I said this last year. The Pats had a tough go. They had a bunch of opt-outs, bunch of injuries. The team should have been like 3-13, but they were 7-9. So I was not freaking out about that. And, you know, I just think Mac Jones is in a great situation where he's not asked to do much, you know? I still don't see Mac Jones as this elite quarterback that can take any team. I don't see him as a Justin Herbert where he could take any team and make them significantly better. But, anyway, Lincoln Riley to USC, and I can't wait to see what it brings. Now, we are going to head back to talking about the Pats. I know I'm being a little obnoxious with this, but, I mean, it's impressive what they're doing. I said they'd be a playoff team. I said they'd be a playoff team in a first-round exit. Then, I started saying they will be a playoff team and win one playoff game. Now I'm at the fact where they could possibly make the AFC Championship and put up a fight in the AFC Championship. I don't think they make the Super Bowl, but they check off a lot of boxes. Great head coach, good special teams, great defense. Smart on both sides of the ball. The one thing they lack, which could help with a Super Bowl team, is a dynamic playmaker. But they've never needed that. The only dynamic playmaker they had in all those Tom Brady years was Randy Moss. And they didn't even win a Super Bowl with Randy Moss. I mean, they went undefeated, but did they win the Super Bowl? No, and that's the big one. You know, and what I've learned with the Pats is the more boring they are, the scarier they are. So, they have a good chance at making a run at the Super Bowl. And I know it sounds crazy, but they could. I think the furthest they get is the AFC Championship, but I can easily change that pick very quickly. So, I don't know. I'm just shocked that they're this good. I knew they'd be a playoff team. I didn't think they'd be this good. So, props to Belichick. Yet again, you proved my ass wrong. Jerk. Alright, let's get some music on. Alright, so Michigan won against Ohio State for the first time under Jim Harbaugh. And may I just say, 49 states were rooting for Michigan. So the nation got what they wanted, and I was rooting for them too. I mean, I was glad to see Jim Harbaugh win against Ohio State, because I thought he was getting way too much heat. I think Jim Harbaugh is a good coach. I really do. What is this, like his fourth season with 10-plus wins? Like, the guy's a good coach in college football. And every team he's gone to has been basically, he's coached them to, you know, they've been pretty good with him and not the best without him. Like the Niners, Super Bowl with him. And they got back to the Super Bowl. They didn't win, but it took them 7 years. But, like, just look at Jim Harbaugh college football stats. You know, the guy is real good. Like, look. Stanford, he wound up bringing them to a 12-1 team. At Michigan, he hasn't... The one really tough year he had was last year when they played 6 games. Other than that, at Michigan, 10-3, 10-3, 8-5, 10-3, 9-4. Then this year, he's 11-1. At Stanford, he wanted to bring them to a 12-1 team, you know? He makes teams better. And he's done a great job at Michigan. So, glad to see him win that. Get that monkey off his back. Alright. So, Kevin Stefanski insisted after the game yesterday, after the really bad game yesterday, that he will not bench Baker despite his struggles, you know? And, I mean, he's really hurt. I mean, like, you got Case Keenum. He's a capable backup. He used to be a starter. He brought the Vikings to an AFC championship, or NFC championship not a few years ago. You know, I'm not saying he's going to do that again, but he's a capable backup, and he, you know, if you just sit Baker and let him get healthy for a bit, you know, like, I'm sure Keenum can beat, like, bad teams if you're playing them. You know, like, I understand the Ravens game, like, Case Keenum's not going to go into Baltimore and beat the Ravens. You know, I mean, they gotta bench Baker, but, you know, if you're on the field, again, like, Rodgers kind of said this, even though he played, he practiced once this entire week, but he kind of said, like, just even with the injuries, people expect you to go out there and perform well, you know? Everyone expects you to be out there prepared. You know, and one thing about Baker is he's not like a Brady or Lamar where you can throw 3 picks and bounce back. Like, the best quarterbacks have short memories. I'm telling you right now. The best quarterbacks have short memories. They have the ability to forget about the mistake they made and just move on to the next drive and what's their best chance at winning the game right now? Like, they may have just had a tough time last drive, but if they still have a chance to win the game, you shouldn't let it define you. You know, if Baker threw 3 picks, he'd let it carry until the fourth quarter when it matters most, you know? Like, I feel like Baker would just let it define him for the rest of the game and basically tank it. And I understand he's injured, but Trent Dilfer really said it best. He said, no one is healthy in the NFL. No one is completely healthy by October 1st. They tackle people in this sport. No one is fully healthy because they're getting tackled multiple times a day. No one is fully healthy by October 1st, according to the former quarterback Trent Dilfer. You know, and I can't agree more with that. Like, obviously there are people that are more injured than actually have an injury that can keep them out, but no one is really fully healthy by October 1st. Alright. So, Leonard Fournette carried the Bucs to a win and carried me to win in fantasy. And one thing I like about him with this Bucs team is, you know, when you need him, he's there. Like, I don't think they make the NFC... I don't think they make the Super Bowl, actually, without Leonard Fournette's presence. I don't think they beat the Packers without his presence. Because you got Ronald Jones, who is more explosive, but Leonard Fournette shows up when you need him. And that's why Brady liked him. He's a great security blanket. And, I mean, Brady,